Kill you!
I've just seen death!
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the best of 2023 Macabrecast show. These are all of the, I would say, the best stories of spooky, strange, paranormal stories from this year. We made it through another year. Can you believe it?
Not quite.
It's not. Oh, yeah, you just jinxed
Sorry,
us, dude.
Almost.
Damn, you just see the house blow up behind me.
We made it, guys. It's almost Christmas.
We almost certainly nothing bad will happen now. Poison. Oh shit. So yeah, these are some of the stories that I didn't get a chance to cover on the show, but I think they're probably some of the best ones of last year. And there's about 5 different stories, and I want to go through them one by one. I won't spend too long on each one.
And then I'm sure people, like, whenever it comes out, like, people could comment, right? Like, maybe what their favorite story was for this year.
Yeah.
Or, like, what they remember, like.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You think I'd try to do some sort of promotion where I try to get people involved in the show, right?
I know you're selfish like that. Yeah. Remember, I tried to tell you about that submarine thing. Do you remember?
Yeah, whatever.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, people remember different shit sometimes.
Yeah, please feel free to comment. Also, please subscribe. Like, I put so much work. We both put a lot of work into the show, and it's important to me. If you could subscribe or just put a fucking thumbs up, I'd be grateful.
On YouTube, right?
On YouTube, or email me too, macabrecastshow@gmail.com. Send me a ghost story. Tell me if you want to be on the show. Like, I'll have you on. Tell me a ghost story. Shout out to Cody Fonseca from IG, and I think his YouTube channel is called Where'd You Get That? Anyways, he has lots of different collectibles, and he's always commenting and all that stuff. So I appreciate it. So
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks, Cody. All right, man. First up, earlier this year, almost exactly a year ago, a security camera caught what seems to be an object coming out of the ocean in Encinitas, California. I don't even know where Encinitas is. Do you know where Encinitas is?
Encinitas, no.
It sounds very Hispanic.
It does, but
you're Hispanic. Don't you know all the Hispanic cities?
Yeah, it was probably like Teresita. Remember her?
Teresita.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her.
Like, she probably lived around that area. I don't know. But some places sound like that. Oh yeah, that's very Mexican waters right there.
You can tell, huh? Well, you can tell from the sombrero floating in it.
I think there's an empty Corona bottle right there.
So check that. You're gonna be wanting to look in the left-hand side, up in the left top quarter of the screen, and you're gonna see this little beeping thing, and then a red light come up out of the ocean into the sky and starts blinking again a few times, then glows again, and I think it goes out. Yeah, it goes out.
It almost looks like a rocket shooting out of the water, except for the part where it kind of like lingers and shoots. Like,
the thing at first I said, well, it's maybe like a flare, like someone's lost at sea and they're shooting a flare up, but then it starts blinking and then it starts glowing again, and you get these reports from years of people saying that they've seen stuff shoot out of the water or like come out of like huge elevation and go dip right down into the ocean with like no loss of speed at all. So it's like, do you ever see the Abyss?
I think I have, yeah.
It's where the aliens are underneath the ocean.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool.
And man has to learn how to love each other in order for the aliens to not kill us. It's very deep, bro.
That's not a quote from the
That's
movie.
not a quote from The Abyss.
Oh, okay.
James Cameron didn't write that. It's very deep, bro.
Two men gotta love each other. That's somebody's
It's not like that. It's not like that kind of love.
Okay.
I hope that next year is the year that we're contacted and they can take me away from this fucking hellscape.
Oh, so you're trying to get a free ride over there?
Yeah, I mean, I know you already got abducted when you were a kid, but
I'm at the most. I'm probably just tagged.
You think so?
They're like, don't take this guy.
They just did the like stray cat thing, clipped your ear, and let you back out.
No, I might have like a metal buried in here somewhere.
Yeah, if anyone wants to hear Gabriel's crazy story from his childhood, go back. I'll have to find what episode that was. It's one of the first episodes.
Yeah,
but I interviewed Gabriel, and he told me his fucking insane. I'm calling it an alien story, but
that's what I call it too.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
because if you're
I just don't know. You know, the parts that I know is the parts that I said. Other than that, it could be like, I don't know what it could be.
Yeah, no, it's like classic abduction story. This next thing was a pretty big deal all over Reddit for a while, and then it made all the rounds on all the different YouTube ghost shows. Like, did you see it? And they circle it.
Yeah.
So these guys were doing a live stream, and it's sort of like StreamYard, same thing we're doing here.
I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost? You never really know. So I say you just build off of
that shit.
Was that a ghost? Yo, that wasn't even a person.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, do we catch a ghost on screen?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it. Stop it.
Junebug,
Run it
chill
back.
out.
I gotta
I'm
run it
alone.
back. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking
I'm
at it.
gonna go look at it right now because what? Bro,
What?
If
I
it,
want to
was,
have
Junebug, what happened?
that
What?
was not a person,
let me
bro.
mute this.
if it was a ghost, it was like giant and hunched. You know, it's like very weird looking. Like,
Well, there's at first, okay, I'm of two minds on this. Like, it's very creepy, but he's in a pretty low res camera,
yeah,
and there's a low frame rate, and
It might be time for him to go as well.
you can tell like he looks behind him for a second,
and then he looked to the other side.
and then he looks to the other side, and he's following something with his eyes.
Yeah,
So
he
I don't know
looks-
if,
He almost makes eye contact.
yeah, like he has a roommate or something.
That's that was gonna be what I was gonna say after it. Like if they figured that out.
Yeah,
But if it's when he says, "Bro, stop it," is he saying, "Don't scare me"?
yeah,
stop
I think
making
that's
up
what
bullshit.
I think that's what it is. But it is a pretty cool clip.
Yeah. Well, don't look back now, but
Bro, not even playing, bro.
I didn't see it the first time, but now
Yeah.
now that
like-
I'm replaying it here, yeah, I see it.
I like the guy's reactions to it. That's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just telling Gabriel before the show, I feel really creeped out in this room sometimes because I got the back to the like empty void behind me. It doesn't help that I set up a red light too. Jesus, why the fuck did I do that?
Like that, dude. That'd be sick. Somebody coming behind you right now. Like just like dark like that.
Yeah, just like the tall guy from It Follows just comes out of the hallway,
Mm,
puts his head down, comes out. Whatever. I had a good run.
I mean, it's probably worth it.
All right, so this next one, it's not paranormal, but I think it's creepy as shit. So earlier this year, about 5 months ago, this company did a press conference or just a conference showing off their product, but they figured out a way to turn Wi-Fi into cameras, so they could.
Oh, I saw this one, Dark Knight
Yeah.
the Batman Part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they did, but they used AI to do it. So they mapped the way your brain thinks and somehow used that algorithm in a Wi-Fi router to set up a visual map of a room, including the humans inside of it.
Didn't they say that to use the AI, they have to test it on like a group of people, and they knew exactly what they were at all times. But when they were doing that, they were checking out their brain waves or like brain.
Yeah.
And then they removed the people. They removed the cameras, and then they just kept the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have a better understanding of this than I do. I probably should have researched this a little better.
Like it just didn't out of nowhere just figure out shit. Like it
Yeah.
needs to be like studied a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely studied, but like the thing that freaks me out about this is you already see Boston Dynamics setting up these robots that can already do way more athletic shit than I could do when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
You've seen the videos of the robots running around and jumping on boxes and flipping and doing all that shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you see the guys like hitting him with brooms, and the robot staggers and gets back up.
Yeah, I seen that.
One of these days, that fucking robot's gonna grab the broom and impale the guy with it, and then they're gonna read who's in the other room with their fucking mind ray that these guys developed.
Yeah.
And they're gonna hunt them down. And it'll all be our fault.
Yeah, the robot's gonna be like, I have options, which is keep doing the same shit that I'm doing, or use a router and figure out what these motherfuckers are hiding.
Yeah, like it sees like a brick on a table, and it sees an open door, and just like a guy with his back to him, like going, "Oh, I'm on the computer." Like, how long is it until the robo dog or whatever just figures it out and tears everybody's throats out?
Yeah, and it doesn't even need to figure out. It just needs to do it just because,
Yeah.
Let's find like it'd be a good, interesting, like an interesting event for it.
Yeah, it's like it's using its it's just like we'll find out about this and see what happens when I
because I don't know, it doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah,
but now it wants to learn about that. Let's see what else could happen.
There's this constant thing in AI where it's like, if we release a general AI into the internet, is it gonna figure out that the best thing it can do for its own environment is to kill off humans, because we're so self-destructive that it's bound to happen that we're going to destroy ourselves. So it's just going to take care of that for us and then restart everything. It's it's going to take out the game cartridge of life and blow it out and put it back in the machine.
Or it'll just wait till like the robots will get a little better, then take care of that problem.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think it's pretty freaky. I'm going through these a lot faster than I thought I would, but that's okay. The most interesting ghost post that I saw this year was from Reddit, and it was from a couple months ago. And this guy posted a photo that his mom had sent him initially, and she's on the bed. Let me try to zoom in on this. Is that better? Yeah. So she's on the bed, and it's a floating string coming off of a duvet cover or whatever, a comforter, which within itself, okay, it's a floating string. Like, that's pretty freaky. But the first photo, she doesn't notice there's this shape in the background. On some screens, when you see it, it's like it's totally dark. You can't even see the shape in the background. But they went and lightened it up, and you can totally see a person standing there in the background. Now, the guy's mom told him that she was alone in the house. There's no one else there. When he looked at the photo, he immediately recognized it as his deceased aunt. Like, it just clicked with him. Like, the stuff that she's wearing like a Winnie the Pooh fucking pullover. And so this obviously freaked out the guy. But the interesting thing about this post was that a person commented, Silver Owl 1321 commented, "So I'm a licensed super recognizer. More than likely you have never heard of this. I can accurately match a face even when the image is distorted or partially hidden." So this person works for a place that can use algorithms and like points of measurement to recognize people's faces in distorted photos, or like security cameras, that kind of stuff. It's used by law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
He says, "I do not know if OP is being honest about the person in this photo being deceased, but the aunt she posted in the comments and the person in OP's photograph are the same person." So they said, if someone is insisting I'm doing this as an ad for the site, please free feel to Google super recognizer, and there's lots of reputable articles about it. If the aunt is dead.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the second thing is, do you wear the clothes in death? Like, do you get to pick? She died with in a Winnie the Pooh pullover.
I'd probably be wearing like some Gucci outfit that I never had. You know,
I'm sure that's what you would be wearing, is full-on Gucci outfit and some.
Like I could tell because he always wanted that expensive shit, but never really had it.
You're gonna just be floating around a room with some Yeezy slides on.
I think I seen him in a Rolls Royce on the streets. Yeah, that was it.
I would love, after you died, you just pull through a house in a phantom Rolls Royce Phantom. you just like slide through the middle of the room with Gucci on, roll down the ghost window.
Yeah. Ghost Speedo.
It always surprises me when people say like, "Oh yeah, they were wearing a sheet, like they were in tattered white dresses," and this person's like, "She was in the Winnie the Pooh sweater."
Yeah. And why the string too?
I don't know. Well, you can sort of see.
I thought the image was gonna be like a hand, like holding, like like a hand, like holding just like this.
Oh yeah.
But turns out she's like watch.
It's like you can do that shit when you're a ghost, I guess.
I guess.
The photo in the background, it sort of looks like the woman is smiling. I mean, you can only tell because it's just like pixels, but there's something really spooky about taking a photo of something like, oh, this is sort of weird.
Yeah.
Going back and like looking at the photo again, like, what's that? You lighten it up.
Yeah.
Like a shape, and you lighten it up further, and there's like a person's face. It's like actually early this year, there was a person on Reddit that was hearing stuff in their kitchen, and they took a photo at night. So the back of the kitchen was dark, and they lightened it up, and there was just this tall guy standing in the back of their kitchen. And he had like long hair and a beard. And a lot of people were thinking like this guy just is living in this guy's attic or something and eating his food at night, because that happens all the time.
Somebody just crashing your spot.
Yeah, someone just like breaks into a person's house and lives in the attic and will come down at night. There's a few videos on YouTube of like people set up security cameras and see like people sliding something back at night and like climbing down into the kitchen, grabbing some shit and going back up in the attic.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's not what's happening here.
Yeah, what you need to do, you don't have any children around, right?
Excuse me, I have 2 cats.
Okay.
How fucking dare you?
But like I don't like when like kids, like 4 or 5 year olds, they like talk to like random things,
Oh yeah, kids.
Do you want to play like they're either talking to the predator or a ghost?
Candy?
Yeah, like that. And like animals seem to like also like see some random ass shit.
Yeah, it's always creepy when an animal like stops and like looks up into the corner of the ceiling and just starts barking and spinning in circles.
Yeah, like don't be doing that shit.
There's nothing freakier than when a kid says something weird to you.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was dead and then I was in heaven and then I picked you out to be my mom.
Yeah.
You always hear those stories.
Yeah, the kid. Isn't there some kind of kid that's like, yeah, my wife used to make this for dinner and this for like breakfast or whatever.
Yeah, it was a lot better than this fucking gruel you're serving me. when I was a pilot in World War II.
Well, back when the kid was an adult, it was fine to talk like that to a lady.
The older I get, the more I'm into like reincarnation. I've read a lot of weird stories about reincarnation, and some of it's too strange to try to explain away. There is that one kid. This is going back like fucking 20 years. The kid that said he was a World War II pilot and like talking about how the Japs shot him down and like where he went down.
Yeah.
And then they brought the kid to a reunion of the people that were like in Pearl Harbor, and he's like, hey Bobby, it's been a while, and like recognized the guys.
Damn.
And like and knew from a young age like all the different plane types and everything. Was telling his parents like, oh, that's a fucking B-22 whatever. But there's tons of stories like that.
Yeah, one time when I was on mushrooms. It was really
a good start to this.
It was pretty fucking cool though, because like I somehow imagined that I was like a little blue sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it did like the little zoom out, like when you zoom out of a planet.
Oh yeah.
And then a galaxy, and I was like fucking tiny at the end, right?
Yeah.
It was
like
just letting me know the scale of where I was, right?
Yeah.
But then after that, there was like no words, and there was just like not English, not Spanish, but just like a Filipino words, and they were like, so you could choose to go back into this world. And when you go, like, you have the like endless time to stay here, but if you want to take this trip in this world, you commit, and then like part of the fun is that you forget that you're this.
Yeah,
they're like, exactly. Are you ready? They're like, you might go and you might get killed. You might go, you're gonna be a fucking asshole. Like you might go, but then you're gonna come back to this, and you're probably gonna choose to go back again.
Yeah. I mean,
and that was pretty cool.
There's a common thing with reincarnation stories about kids saying like, oh, I got to pick you. Like I picked you as my mom and dad. I was like looking at different parents and I was like, oh, they're the ones. And then I got shot down and I was in Earth again. I grew up, I went through a stage where I was a pretty hardcore atheist. But now that I'm in advanced age, I'm 41. That's I got a good like 4 or 5 years left. I started thinking about these things like, you know what, fuck that, maybe a soul is a finite thing and souls have to be reincarnated. Makes sense to me, but yeah.
What I believe is that you can, not that you have to, but I somehow believe that you might have a choice whether to do it like back to back, or just sort of chill and be Japanese or some shit. Like you don't have to come back to America, just so you know, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't come back to America.
I'll go see what's going on in the fucking Congo or something.
Yeah, there's the Buddhist thing where it's like you're an asshole in this life, you're going to be an asshole in every life, and you have to sort of like break the cycle. But what do they know? They wear sheets.
And we know which one you are.
Sorry, what?
Oh, what you hear?
Oh, what? All right, so last story. I'm gonna stop sharing this for a second. So without a doubt, the biggest story I think of the year was the Las Vegas UFO story. I'm sure you heard about it, right?
I'm sure I heard about it.
Yeah. Yes. This was at the same time as David Grush coming out and saying, like, we have aliens, that whistleblower, like, we have aliens, we have alien bodies, we have ships that we've captured. Around that same time, this story comes out from Las Vegas, and it happens at midnight between April 30th and May 1st. A meteor is spotted shooting down out of the sky towards a suburb of Las Vegas, and it's caught on multiple cameras, including a self-driving car and a police body cam, who was like responding to a call and just happened to have it on his body cam. See it shooting down this weird blue meteor. The sighting of the meteor itself was nothing special, but what happened after that is what had everyone in the internet going crazy for like weeks on end, months actually. Yeah. Shortly after the spotting of the meteor, a family calls 911, tells the cops that they see a creature or creatures in their backyard, tall creatures around 8 to 10 feet tall. So cop comes out, the family's frightened. They come out to their lawn. They're interviewing them. They tell them what they see, and police search the area. They don't see anything. They see a dirt lot in the backyard, and it has a circular thing in the back, but people debunk that pretty quickly as already being there a year before using Google Maps. So that wasn't from any UFO. The family posted in the days following some video that they had taken themselves with cell phones. So this is some of the video that they shot in their back. It's a backyard going into a dirt lot where there's tons of tractors.
Yeah.
So you see them walking back there, and they're going back and forth. They're sort of like going forward and then running back because they're frightened about something. People were going crazy over these videos. They were like looking at pixel by pixel, and they're trying to point out like movement in the background. And it's not a great video to begin with. Yeah. And they're zooming in, and it's like blobs of pixels. And here, I'm going to share some of the screenshots with you. There we go. Do you see this?
I do see that.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's this shape. It looks like an alien head and two big black eyes. The problem is that it's like fucking 12 pixels.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm pointing? Like what it's supposed to be?
I can sort of see what you're talking about. I can see eyes, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if you see my mouse, but there's supposed to be two eyes here and sort of like a head shape and a neck shape.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like that one from American Dad.
Yeah, it looks like fucking what's his name from American Dad.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
So people are going over these videos nonstop, and they keep pointing out these different things. So this is one of the screens that is shared. People are going on and on about, and there's the fence, and you sort of see this shape up here, and then some two dark spots. So I sort of drew over it so you can see what it's supposed to be.
I see that. So that's what it was supposed to be.
People were saying that's the alien's head, and it is sort of blurry and sort of like see-through, and that's what the kid had described when he went to the backyard, that he tried looking at where this thing was, but the entire area was blurry, and it wasn't his vision. It was like the area itself was blurry, which surprisingly is like a common story heard in UFO sightings, like encounters, is like the creature itself is like phasing in and out of your vision. Yeah, so people were pointing at this video saying that this thing was behind the fence and a lot closer to him than they actually expected. And I enhanced even more this.
So
you see it now?
This is when he was not phasing out, right?
This is when he was full. He wasn't phased out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he can make it out.
Yeah.
He looks very lovable. Like he could have his own show.
Yeah, maybe some dingleberries.
It looks like maybe he might like to eat cats. I don't know. So stupid. I don't know why I did that. All right,
yeah,
so
I mean that furry, he's like a furry alien, right?
Yeah, everybody loves Alf. Did you watch Alf?
I know of him. I watched it a little bit, probably.
Show was written by a heroin addict.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that movie Permanent Midnight with Ben Stiller. That's all about the guy that wrote Alf. He was a hardcore heroin addict.
Oh fuck! I gotta watch
Yeah.
that movie. I like.
Yeah,
this
it's
stuff.
good. It's not dark at all. So, the teenage boy from the family puts out his own YouTube channel called like Alien Society fucking 58 or some shit.
Oh, okay.
First video gets 500,000 views in 2 days. It's just him in a white room explaining his side of the story. So people are saying like, oh, they just did this for clout. They're doing this for views. They're doing this for clicks. And it seemed like the kid had everything like set up, ready to go for this thing. So it seems to be a little bit of fuckery.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
I like the word fuckery. I think
it's a good word.
That's a good word,
especially when you're talking about paranormal stuff. You're going to use fuckery a lot. The son said that tons of people have harassed his family in the meantime. Like since then, people are climbing over the fence in the backyard where they say they saw the alien, like trying to take photos. They're harassing the family. They were calling him up nonstop and saying that this was a hoax, that you guys are paid actors. And some people were even like speculating that this was a big like look over here story while the stuff about David Grush came out and all those press conferences. It was a distraction story. So it's like, oh, people are talking about the stupid Las Vegas alien. Meanwhile, there's a guy in Congress saying like, oh yeah, like we've known about this shit for years. Like for 80 years, we've been collecting craft and taking interviews from people that had seen weird shit, and we have alien bodies. And then someone comes up, some Men in Black was like, what if we do a story about Las Vegas alien?
I mean, and you never know how the fuck shit runs, but I mean, if people get paid, I mean, if somebody like just paid you, like, hey, can you run this story? Like, it's interesting because of this, you'd probably be like, all right. And I guess if they do that to like 100 people, then they're like, that's enough, you know? Like,
are you offering me money right now? Or?
Not yet.
Well, I mean, what are we talking?
My cell phone's about to die, and I think I heard this crash outside.
Oh, shit, you better go, dude. So yeah, the family since then has been pretty quiet. They've sort of they moved away from the house. They're no longer there, so they say. Maybe they just told everybody that to stop people from coming over, but yeah, you can follow that rabbit hole for hours and hours. There's so many videos on this one story, and there's so much back and forth and debunkers and people saying, well, I've debunked the debunkers. And after a while, I was like, man, I just don't give a shit.
After a couple of days, you realize, what have you done with your life?
Yeah, like I'm wearing a diaper in my office, just like with pizza boxes around me, like going, what? This is aliens. I don't know. Is it a backyard? It's CGI.
There was an officer. He saw something.
Yeah. The officers said that, I mean, all the officers said that they saw the meteor. Obviously, that's documented. There was officers that were saying that in the hours beforehand, they were watching shit move around the sky that looked like stars that were like moving in different spots. And then all of a sudden this meteor thing happened. I think it's probably the biggest story of this year. I don't know what to think about it.
Well, what happened after they said that the ship crash landed or something, right? And then one of the guys was like, one of the aliens was changing the radiator or some shit.
You see him with a jack, just like
like that was like a broken hose. Like what? And then like there was no evidence, right? Like maybe just like some dirt.
Like well, yeah, the dirt thing was debunked, so that's out. Yeah, it's like they saw the creatures, and then the creatures scared them, or they scared each other and ran away.
Yeah.
Like they describe them as like fucking monsters, dude. Like giant creatures with like jagged teeth and big alien, like classic gray alien head with the big eyes, but like jagged teeth. And they were like the creatures were like trying to hide behind the forklifts and hide from them, and then running around this lot. I mean, it'd be cool if it was real, but I don't know, man. Anyone in Vegas, I'm like suspect of.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it. It'd be cool.
And there's too many people. Like, the internet's ruined everything for me. I'm so skeptical of everything that's put out on the internet because it's all so fake. There's so much fake shit on TikTok. It's like that giant door.
Popular, yeah.
Yeah, there's thousands and thousands of views, and you can make
door, dude. Come on.
the giant door. That kind of shit is rampant, and it's prime real estate for people to say like, oh, I could just do a fucking hoax.
Yeah.
The fact that it happened to coincide with this meteor thing is the only really strange thing about it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Maybe the kid saw an opportunity. You know, he might be a smart kid and it's like, hell, fuck, I can turn this into some money. But he says he's never been paid. He's never been paid to do an interview. So who knows? You know, maybe it was too much for him to handle. Maybe he got in over his head or something. But yeah, that's the best of 2023. It's the best I have for you. Yeah. To everyone that's been listening this year and sending messages, I really appreciate it. We're going to be changing the format a little bit next year. I'm going to be doing shorter videos on YouTube. Just because people have shortest attention spans, and we'll still have the long videos on there, and those will be available. But I just want to focus on doing some cleaner editing on smaller videos, shorter videos to put out there because I just think those are more entertaining. So,
I'll probably be. You'll probably see me in 4K.
Oh yeah, you'll see both of us in high def,
1080p, man. Yeah.
You get to really see the bags under my eyes and how tired I am because my cat keeps biting me on the toe in the middle of the night.
You can show your cat a little more too.
I know. I'll show my cat a little bit more.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch is sleeping on my bed right now, taking the warm spot. So, yeah, we'll be back in 2024. Hopefully, America's not in a total civil war by then, but it probably will be. Which side are you on, dude?
Well, thanks for kicking in fucking happy at the end.
Yeah, why not? You know me, I'm always positive.
You guys have a good day, and if you're not drafted in the war,
yeah, no one's gonna want me. You can fill out some paperwork, fat ass. All right, everybody, I'll see you soon. Thanks again for coming on, Gabriel. Always appreciate you.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And Christmas and all that.
Yeah. Take a big old swig off that Motello. I'm going to go grab one too right now. All right. See you, everybody.
Latest.